That Miss Bridges' class again, right? From South Central?
All right, y'all ready?
South Central.
Good evening. I'd like to call this month's meeting of the Pitt County Board of Education to order. We thank those of you watching on television and those of you who are here with us. In particular, we always like to welcome our students who are here. Even though we know you're here because you're required to be here back in we're glad that you're here and hope that this will spark some interest in public service from you guys, because you're certainly the next group of leaders, we hope. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Benji Forrest, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and the moment of silence.
Let's stand for the pledge. Hand over our heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May we pray? Our Heavenly Father, we're so truly grateful and thankful for this another opportunity to come to do service for the students and for the people of Pitt County here with Pitt County Schools Board of Education. We thank you, O Lord, for each and every person that's involved with this organization, with this institution that we're so proud of, and we just thank you so much for it and do not take it for granted. We just ask now tonight, O God, that you'll give us wisdom, you'll give us strength, that we might continue to do those things with Pitt County Schools that will be pleasing in thy sight. We'll give you the honor and the glory and the credit for it all. It's in Christ's name. Amen.
Are there any adjustments to the agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda as written?
A motion to approve the agenda.
Moved by Melinda, seconded by Mary. All in favor? Agenda is approved. I'd like to welcome Jennifer Johnson up with some great news.
Yes. As you can see, we do have a full house. So, but first of all, I would like to welcome you to November. It is a month of thanks. So we are very thankful for what's happening in Pitt County Schools and thankful for everyone who's able to be here with us. If you could see, I'm not sure if you could, but you can see lots of artwork happening, preparing for our art show next week, next month. That is part of our board meeting next month. Some amazing work from students. We've had a great month of school tours, lots of community members out there. Our Parents for Public Schools host that. I believe Parents for Public Schools is here somewhere. I saw Ms. Dibble, so thank you for that. Very thankful for that. This month we do recognize our school psychologists, and also it is National Apprenticeship Week. So we're going to hear from both of those groups tonight, as well as some other students and groups of people that have done some amazing things in Pitt County Schools. So without any further ado, the first board spotlight that we have is going to be presented by Dr. Gina Caton and Paul Cornwell from Aidan-Grifton High School. And if you could come on in, let you know what that is all about.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tonight, we're going to recognize one of our students, Ryan Baxter. I'm going to let Coach Cornwell, our athletic director, tell you a little bit about why Ryan is being recognized tonight. So, Coach Cornwell.
Pleasure to be here again. Ryan is one of our many outstanding student athletes at Aidan-Grifton. He's a soccer player and a tennis player. And this past year, Mr. Will Tyre, who coaches Ryan, recommended him when we were looking for representatives for the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Student Athlete Advisory Council. And we thought he was a great candidate, so we went through the process of nominating him. And of all the many nominees from our region, he was selected to be one of the representatives. So he'll be representing student athletes throughout Region 1, which is basically the northeast corner of North Carolina, with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. And he'll be involved in several community service projects and things statewide. So he's already had the opportunity to do some projects with them and have some meetings. So I don't know if you want to talk a little. Do you want to tell them a little bit about what you've done?
Yeah, I can give it.
Okay.
So basically, it's 16 students from all across the different regions of North Carolina. We have an annual student leadership conference is one of the big things that we do, where we invite student athletes from all across North Carolina, and we come together. I think that's in Chapel Hill. So it's a whole bunch of people that we come, and we have to put that on and lead that together as the students. I spoke in September, I believe, at our regional meeting. So a lot of the athletic directors and principals from Region 1, I had to speak and just kind of give a general spiel, I guess, about what we do and the stuff that we do. We get to work at some of the state championship games. I know some of the volleyball one I know is this Saturday. So we have people working at that. I'm going to be working at the basketball state championship game in March. So we get to see behind the scenes and just kind of how everything works with high school athletics. So it's really interesting.
We were very excited to have Ryan selected, and he's a great representative of all of our student athletes. So.
Ryan, on behalf of the board, we're already impressed because when the students are asked to speak to board members, many times they say, no, I don't have much to say. You did a great job, and we know that you're going to be a wonderful representative for this region. And on behalf of the board, I want to present you with this certificate and also this little guy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And we're going to get a picture.
We are.
The right way.
Big line up right here.
You want to step on the front?
I mean, everyone, so don't lie.
1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Give them another round of applause. And Ryan actually let us know that there is another student who is on the advisory council as well from J.H. Rose. And Ms. Jacobson, what's his name?
Jordan Taylor.
Jordan Taylor is from J.H. Rose, so we'll bring him in another time and honor him as well. So we appreciate that. For the next item, we have D.H. Conley and trades formers and some businesses and some other schools as well. So if you will come in from our CTE department, we have Beth Ann Trueblood and Simone Pate. And we're going to have our parents and our supporters come in and around. There's a lot of support. Students from those schools. So we do have members from D.H. Conley, from South Central, and from North Pitt. So we'll let them get lined up, and Ms. Trueblood and Ms. Pate will explain what's happening with trades formers. You can see them with their T-shirts up here. We'll sneak right by you.
No, everybody, say, Tracy, come on down. Because I need to get the new business partners.
I think probably get some more. Go that way as well. We're going to try to get everybody that we can here. Parent or in supporter, you can go on up and around, but we'd love to have all of our businesses and our current students represented. Perfect.
You look pretty
All right, big crowd.
Good evening, everyone. We're super excited to introduce our first year of trades formers, and I'm going to let Simone Pate, who is our workforce development coordinator, introduce the students and our business partners for our pre-apprenticeship trades formers.
Thank you. We're so excited to say that we have had one fabulous year as we started with this pre-apprenticeship program that we've called Trades Formers. In fact, we are making it as official as it can possibly get. So we went out to all the schools. In fact, we wrapped up meeting with all the high schools again today. We did round 2, speaking to all the students, had great turnout, great response. But these were the kids that we started with last fall. And it took a year to vet these kids and connect them. But ultimately, this is a pre-apprenticeship program program because a group of business owners in the trades areas came to me and said, we think we want to invest in your students. We need good people. And I said, we have good people. We have lots of good students, awesome students who would jump at an opportunity like this. So we got together, formed this consortium, called ourselves Tradesformers, and started talking to students. And what we have here is our group of business partners. We started with 3. We've added 2. One of the 2 new members is here tonight. We've asked them to please come and see what this is all about. But this would not have happened if we hadn't had the chemistry and the connection that these business partners have had with each other, the way they talk to students, the opportunities that they've given our students, and the students lived up to our expectations and exceeded them. This is an opportunity not for a job, but for a career, and awesome career opportunities. And every day it's another experience, it's another thing, just like for them. They're learning on the job. They are at school a little bit, they may be taking a class at PCC, they may be getting training from their employer, but they're working. They worked all summer to start it out, and they're going to continue. When they graduate from high school, they will roll right into a full-blown apprenticeship. If they continue their education at Pitt Community and they register with the state pays for it. So it's a win-win situation for the businesses and for our students. And I know I'm doing it really quick, but I can always come or entertain any questions, any phone calls, or any information if you want to know more about it. We went to all 6 high schools, and we started with 30 kids, 30 great applications. Then we had 20 kids that went through all the gateways, and we put 20 kids through a rather involved orientation. Then they interviewed 12, and we hired 7. So we had kids from every high school apply, but we have hired 7, and the schools that are represented here tonight. So without, we couldn't have done it without our business partners that started this and founded it. So I want to recognize Ray Rutledge with Pitt Electric, is this gentleman. We've got with the Riddles, with Advanced Mechanical, we've got Randy and Vicki Riddle, Rachel Davis, Mark Porter. They represent Advanced Mechanical, and they were in our school already. They were already at South Central every week exposing kids to this industry. So, this was just perfect for them to join. And then we've got H.B. Moore with Piedmont Service Group. They called us from Raleigh. He drugged me up to Raleigh and said, we can do this in Pitt County. Absolutely. So with each of them, I'm going to let them introduce their students. We also have Tim Manning with Manning Masonry. He's the newbie with our group. And we've also added C.L. Waters, which is a commercial plumbing group. And I know one thing y'all might be asking, Tradesformers is a very tight group. We are looking to expand the trades. But I know that you want to ask me, are we doing other apprenticeship? We are. We're working on other opportunities as well. But this one's pretty special. It's gone really, really well. So I'm going to let, Ray, if you want to introduce your 2 boys first.
Sure. Spencer Williams and Alex Harrell are our 2 guys at Pitt. Had a great summer. Our old crusty folks that have been there 30 or 40 years have sort of fallen in love with them.
Look at his face.
Yeah, it's hard to Their big claim to fame over the last several weeks is that all the senior management has assigned parking with really nice parking spots. And so if you go out back in the weeds, back at the back fence, there's somebody scribble their names on 2 pieces of sheet metal. So we're having a lot of fun with them. They're also tracking toward a great career, which is good for all of us. So, yeah.
I'm H.B. Moore with Piedmont Service Group, and we've got Cole Cates, James Feedash, and Caleb Steps down here at the end. And we picked up 3 this summer. We had been doing some internships with the community college over the last 10 years, but really put some teeth in it in the last couple of years. And we really try to match them with senior technicians that are good dads, just so they got good role models around them. Not that their folks aren't good too, but you're entrusted with your students, and we want to make sure that it's a good experience and a safe experience. And it's just been a lot of fun. And the older guys, when you mentor someone, it takes a little bit of patience, and you have to slow down from your pace that you would do if you were on your own. But I think they would all agree, it's been a good experience so far, and look forward to a bright future with them.
Okay. Who represents the Riddle?
I'm Rachel Davis with Advanced Mechanical, and we have Brandon and Joaquin, and they have done an outstanding job. My guys were a little hesitant. They're like, oh my goodness, you're bringing in high schoolers. Please do not give us high schoolers. Now they fight over them. They're like, I'll take them today. I'm doing this today. I have to use an extra pair of hands. I'll say they've been very patient with us because this has been a new experience for us as a company. So we've had to tweak a few things, and every day's a little different. And sometimes they're in the back warehouse, sweeping or doing some sheet metal work. Sometimes they're out in the field, they're on a roof, they're in an attic, they're in their house. It's different every day, and I think they really enjoy it. At least they act like it to us. So I'm excited they're going to stay with us and come on board full-time when they graduate. I think they're going to be excellent, excellent employees for us for a long time. So we're very proud of them.
And Rachel is our president. She's just become our president of Trades Formers.
We're good.
Hey, can I just, this wouldn't work without our lovely bulldog, Simone Page.
She is great. Somebody said workforce a while ago. It's really workforce. I mean, she goes at it hard.
Well, first of all, I am thoroughly, you want to go first, Ward? I didn't know we were both doing it at the same time. Okay.
You go ahead.
First of all, I am thoroughly impressed with this group. This is a tremendous group. I've been involved with career technical education all of my professional career, and one of the things that everybody around this table understands and knows, that it's wonderful to be able to learn several different ways. Some people learn better analytically. Some people work better with applied learning skills and with their hands. And learn to do by doing is just a fantastic way to get an education, and to have these sponsors to be able to provide the career opportunities for you to do that. Wow, we're in Pitt County are so blessed, Madam Chairman, to have groups just like this. And let me tell you what else this will do. These meetings are televised, and other business and industry are going to see what y'all are doing, and hopefully we'll catch that great disease and continue on and make this even a better place. So with that, I would like to present what Miss Carroll gave me here for Pitt Electric for creating excellence in the East, to Ray Ruffledge. Ray, thank you very, very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
And to Piedmont Service Group for creating excellence in the East, to H.B. Moore.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. And then you said to the President, Madam President, Rachel Davis and Randy Riddle as well. We only got one. We'll make sure we get another one for you. Okay, thank y'all very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Now I'm going to turn it over to the preacher. Okay? Okay. Oh, you get medallions too.
That's yours.
Okay, there you go. All right. Thank you.
Since Benji is a man of few words, appreciate what he had to say, and that represents a lot of what we all feel as board members. And I would just like to say that this is a benefit between the school system and the community and the businesses. And as Benji mentioned a few minutes ago, so many times students are not always looking at going to college, but yet they have a trade that they can be so successful in and make a good living. And you have a sense of success and a feeling good about yourself when you go through something like this. And these programs save a lot of students, keep them within our schools that would otherwise may just quit and be involved in problems and trouble, but yet it generates you and helps motivate you into being a successful citizen of our country. And we're very pleased with what you're doing. And this goes to Alex. Alex? Didn't you say his name was something?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Where did you say it was?
Alex Harrell, right there.
That's right. But you said his name was written on something.
Oh, yeah, he's got a parking spot.
I'll be sure to park in that spot. Joaquin, appreciate that you're doing. Here you go. Thank you. And Caleb. There you go. And Spencer. It's me right here. Right here. And we thank you. And appreciate the Riddles being a part of this. I've been knowing them ever since I was a teenager. So they helped raise me.
sure there's much left for me to say other than the South Central students are the ones that I get to recognize. But I do want to say just very quickly that, you know, this kind of program is what employers have been screaming for. I think the very first time I met Rachel, she cornered me at a breakfast and she was like, this is what we want to do. We're trying to, we have all these people, the Silver Tsunami is coming. We want to get involved. And so thank you very much for your persistence. Thank you for cornering me. Thank you for working with Simone and Beth Ann to make this program a reality. And to all you employers, thank you so much for investing in our students. And students, thank you for investing in your future. We also hear it from county commissioners who are very interested in the tax base in Pitt County, and you all are taxpayers. Now that you're so you're contributing to our schools and to our retirement, if there's anything left by the time I get there. So anyway, thank you once again for your commitment to our students, to their futures, to your own futures, and parents. Thank you so much for allowing your students to be involved in a program like this. I know that every time I have to get Advanced Mechanical or Pitt Electric or someone to come to my house, it costs a lot of money. So it is a fantastic future that they can take care of you when you're older. That's what I tell my teenage boys all the time. You will have a career and you will take care of me when I'm old. So anyway, Colcates, thank you so much for creating excellence in the East.
Thank you,
go. And see if I can get that medallion. And James B-Dash. B-Dash, thank you so much for creating excellence in the East.
Thank you.
Best wishes to you all. Let's give them a round of applause.
Still got a little more.
One more presentation. Stepping up, if you guys would, if you're interested, look at our website, www.tradesforwards.com, and look at our video. It'll help explain some of the things.
Subtle sales pitch.
I thank you all for coming tonight. I have Brandon Rouse. And I'd like to thank you for being excellent in the East, and here's your medallion, here's your certificate. And I wanted to say this, I wanted to thank all the employers that are doing this. I remember at mine doing Stone Age, that we were doing occupational job placements, and a lot of my friends who wanted to stay here in Greenville, signed up for that, and they had real good jobs, And I think that it's important for students to be able to be given opportunities like you're doing, because whether they decide to stay with you all, which I hope they will, but they also have that in their back pocket. They can travel the world, because with the skills that you're learning, you can take them anywhere, and be able to provide for yourself and the family if you choose. So I just like to say thank you, and thank you for the work that you're doing, and continue to be successful. That's all you have to do is be a righteous citizen. And I thank you, the employees, for that.
A little bit of a challenge, but we do want to get a picture. Wide angle lens here, but if we could have our students kind of go in the middle there and businesses around them, but anybody that's up front, if you could just turn around, and then board members, you can see their amazing shirts on the back there as well with the logo that we've been all looking at. Businesses here.
Like in the middle?
Yeah, in the middle, right there, back there where Simone is.
Right there, back here.
Make sure we can see everybody and their parents back there as well.
It starts with
We got a little spot right here too.
Okay, on.
They told me to move. We got our spokesman.
Okay, we're going to take that picture, and on 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you. Give them another round of applause.
Miss Johnson will share that on our Facebook page so all the parents can get a copy of that as well. So she will share that probably tonight before we you go to bed.
Tony.
Thank you.
Good to see you, brother. Thanks, Carol. Here's your better half. We need a bigger room.
We do need a bigger room. We do. Quite impressive, quite impressive. Next, I would like to bring up one individual, Virginia Gaynor, if you could come up, and then Dr. Lassiter is going to talk about why Virginia Gaynor is an incredible ECU woman. If you did not know that, she's been honored as that.
Don't tell anybody.
Go ahead. Too late now, the word's out.
All right. All right. Good evening, everyone. Miss Virginia Gaynor, our Director of Exceptional Children's Program here in Pitt County. On September the 19th, 2019, she was one of 11 honorees at East Carolina's 6th Annual Incredible ECU Women Luncheon. The Incredible ECU Woman Award recognizes graduates who are exemplars of leadership, service, and philanthropy. These women are professors, medical professionals, educators, public figures, and ECU pirates. They were chosen for the invaluable effect they've had on East Carolina University, the region, state, and nation, and they live ECU's motto of service every day. Ms. Gaynor received the award in the area of public service. She is also a super alumni of East Carolina University, having earned 4 degrees: a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, a Master of Arts in Psychology, a Certificate of Advanced Study in School Psychology, and a Master of Arts in Education. Ms. Gaynor began her career in public education as a school psychologist in 1992 with Pitt County Schools. As a school administrator, her career began in 2014, serving as the coordinator of the Alpha Center and Special Programs. She was later promoted to Director of Exceptional Children's Programs for Pitt County Schools, which she oversees the daily operations of special education services for students with disabilities. Over the course of her career, Ms. Gaynor has used her training and knowledge to plant seeds in her community related to children and families through grassroots and faith-based agencies. She is currently the president of the Board of Directors for the Mediation Center of East Carolina, and I am proud to present to you our incredible woman, Ms. Virginia Gaynor. Thank you, sir. Oh.
Would you like to say something?
Absolutely not.
I'm just thrilled to be chosen to be the one to present this award to you. It's so appropriate that ECU has chosen you. You are a lifelong learner. 4 degrees, my goodness, that's fantastic.
And no debt.
And no And it's in, I believe, the school psychology month, and we honor that's fantastic. It's a wonderful thing. We have long been proud of you, and you have worked with us for at least a couple decades, I would say, maybe more, don't have to specify. And I hope that you'll spend maybe not all that time again, but close to that again with us. I don't want this to be any kind of a swan song.
More than a decade.
It's like retirement, and we are not interested in that.
No, she's not.
So just making sure you know that you're not being cut off the hook.
Y'all just keep deciding the contract.
That easy. But I just wanted to say, on behalf of the Pitt County Board of Education, we proudly recognize you, Ms. Virginia Gaynor, for creating excellence in the East. And thank you so very much for your service to our school system and our community.
I'm honored.
Oh.
That's the only time he does what I ask him.
It's the other way around. Okay. 1, 2. Perfect. That's exactly right. Congratulations, Virginia.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.
Matt, can you open that door for us? Ms. Gaynor is actually going to recognize some of our school psychologists as well that are here tonight because it is School Psychology Awareness. So I'm going to turn it back over to Virginia Gaynor.
Yeah. Once again, thank everyone for this opportunity to come before you. This is quite historic. We are recognizing our school psychologists. As most of you know, that is what I've been doing. I still feel that I am a psychologist in terms of how I oversee the day-to-day operations for exceptional children's programs. But we have tonight a few of our psychologists, which we'll introduce, and I'll give you a quick overview of our school psychological services. We currently have 17 psychologists that are provide full-time services. Of the 17, we have one lead school psychologist, and I'm going to sort of name them as we go around. We have Patricia Cannon, who's our lead psychologist. We have Keely Spruill, or just raise your hand in the air. All right, we have Lori Perkins, and we have Laura Wyon, and we have one of our newest psychologists, Natasha Patel. We have, and I knew I was going to do that, Brittany Raynor. She just had her last name changed and through marriage. And all right, we have Will Johnston. Will up there, raise your hand. Will has been here a long time too, all right? And one of our newest psychologists also is Brandon Reed in the back there. And we have Kara Dembo, all right? And we have Allison Dubowski. Now, Dubowski, I'm sorry, she's gonna get me. But give them a round of applause. This is so historic to have them. And I really want to thank the board for wanting to recognize our psychologists. Next week is School Psychology Week in public schools across North Carolina. And our psychologists provide comprehensive services. They are not just those professional staff who work exclusively with students with IEPs. Surely one of their functions is providing a lot of psychological evaluations. But they also are our first responders when we have various traumas that occur not only with our students but also with staff. They are also the staff that are trained in looking at how to progress monitor students with the new initiatives that push out students with disabilities being in inclusive settings. And so they have a cadre of multiple skill sets. And we are really fortunate, though we are short, to have as many as we have. We have 17, and we're hoping to add on. They provide services to preschool children all the way up to students who are in high school. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you our school psychological staff, and I hope that this will not be the last time that you get to see them and show them some love and appreciation for what they do within our school district. Thank you.
Thank you.
So our next award or our next recognition is someone who did win another community award. And so I would like to ask Willie Joyner and his family and representatives from PCC that are here to recognize him, if you could come on up forward. So Mr. Joyner brought his wife and his mom here as well. And your daughters and grandson, come on in, please. And this is Mr. Jasmine Spain from PCC, who's going to talk about Willie and his award. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, Dr. Linker, Dr. Lassiter, Ms. Harrington, Pitt County School Board leadership. My name is Jasmine Spain. I'm the Assistant Vice President of Student Development and Community Standards at Pitt Community College. And on October the 4th, 2019, we had our third annual Maine Summit, which stands for Males Addressing Issues and Needs. The theme for that day was "You Good, Bro?" Taking off the mask to true liberation. Our mantra for the day was, "It's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." On that day, we took the opportunity to bring in 120 of your senior minority males to address emotional and mental wellness that day. Along with that day, we had the opportunity to hand out our 2019 Maine Man Award. The Maine Man Award is designed to honor and recognize an individual who's made a tremendous impact to the minority male population in Pitt County and the surrounding communities. Not only is to provide a recognition for their success, but also to someone who their motive and their life's work is to see this population be cultivated and to thrive. So without further ado, Mr. Willie Joyner was honored as our 2019 Maine Man Award.
And I'm so proud. He's one of my assistant principals over at North Pitt High School. He never sees me, but I also always know what he's doing. And he makes a huge impact on our students north of the river. All of them, not just the boys, but the girls too. But I know that his main influence is our young men. And I've been on the board for 12 years. I've never once had a complaint about Mr. Joyner. Never. In his guidance and in the way he handled kids is at the utmost. They just respect. So when you respect those students, they respect you back. And also in our community. You know, you see them on TV all the time, you know, in commercials and things. So I know you're proud, Ms. Joyner and Mrs. Joyner. And you girls too. So on behalf of Pitt County Schools, Mr. Joyner, I would like to present you the Award of Excellence in the East. And here's your medallion for doing good.
If you could pose for a picture here, great. Please join us. I know. Get the whole Okay, are you ready? He's more interested in this way. We're on 3, 1, 2.
I'll take you home.
Adorable. And last but not least, we are recognizing our Green Ribbon Schools for MTSS, our multi-tiered system of supports. And Doris Rankins, our coordinator for MTSS, will come and share what that is and why these schools are being honored.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for having us tonight. I am truly, truly honored and humbled to be able to present to you 3 schools who have made Green Ribbon recognition. This is the very first award of this type in the state, and we not only were these schools courageous enough to try to do this thing for the first time, but they're confident enough in what they're doing for kids that they could replicate what they were doing, and they show that to DPI, and they've been recognized as Green Ribbon. So I want to introduce to you, please, Ms. Sarah English from Northwest, Ms. Corinne Davis from Bethel, and I have several people from D.H. Conley, Mr. Don Marr, the principal, Taurus Carr, assistant principal, and Shelley Armour, who is one of the coaches at that school for MTSS behavior. Please join me in welcoming them. Oh, I didn't even see Mr. Evans back there. Yeah. Sorry. And please, this is Mr. Evan. Tell me your name again. Evan Nelson, right? From Bethel. Thank you for coming, Evan. I appreciate it. Evan Nelson from Bethel Elementary.
And I have DH Conley, Mr. Don. And your group, DH Conley. And on behalf of the board, we congratulate you.
Thank you so much.
And think that everyone's doing such a great job, and it takes everybody to win something like this. But we appreciate your leadership and the leadership of everyone else. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Back at it again. Amen. Yeah, she got it going on. Northwest, thank you so much for doing excellence in the East, and I appreciate the work that you do for our students month of November. Yeah. Thanks. Sweetheart, for the work that you're doing for our students month of November.
Oh, yes, one picture. Let's get the last picture there. Please come forward with your certificates. Everyone that is part of. Go There we go. Okay, on three.
Okay.
One more round of applause.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Exciting night. I like it when our time is taken up with such good news. We appreciate everyone's hard work. Now, I believe we have three individuals who have signed up for public expression. So I'd like to first invite Ms. Jacqueline Simmons to come up. And as you're coming up, Ms. Simmons, I'll advise you that since you're representing an individual, you have 3 minutes. During public expression, the board does not respond. We will listen and let you give us your thoughts.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Good evening. My name is Jacqueline Simmons. My son Harrison Simmons attended Hope Middle School during the 2018 and 2019 school year. I'm standing before the committee to further my grievance that the Positive Behavior Intervention and Support Program, which is PBIS, was combined with Pitt County Code of Student Conduct. The purpose of the Student Code of Conduct is to set forth in one document rules and respect for the conduct of students at Pitt County schools. The purpose of Positive Behavior Intervention and Support is Hope Middle School has implemented the use of positive behavior interventions and support systems for the teacher and staff to encourage positive behavior and will teach the expectations for appropriate behavior in various school settings. And an abbreviated characterization of my complaint involves that Hope Middle used the Code of Conduct titles for PBIS infractions. For instance, insubordination. Insubordination is a level 2 Code of Conduct infraction. Level 2 offenses, according to your definition in your parent and student handbook, is a level 2 offense are behaviors that violate the rights of others or put others at risk of harm. Some examples of insubordination that happened with PBIS. Harrison was accused of insubordination for not bringing his orchestra notebook to class. He was accused of insubordination for writing with a red pen and dropping his notebook during an NC check time. Harrison was accused of aggressive behavior because he threw a pencil and hit another child in the head, so they say, but no child was never hit. No one would investigate it after several times, and as far as we know, it never happened. Harrison was also accused of screeching loud enough to hurt another child's ear. But when we asked who was the child, the teacher said, I just knew he hurt her ear. And also, they said that he had that he was deceptive in his response because when she asked him, did he make the sound? He said, no, I didn't. She said, now let me see now, take your time, use your sound. And when they asked another student, the other student said, no, he didn't, but Harrison was the one that got the infraction. So in short, I can't let this go by. That I've spoken to several people. And the reason I can't just let this go is because 400 years ago, the Quakers told the colonies that slavery was wrong. But guess what? They just let it go by, and it lasted for 400 years. Another reason is because a mother of Trayvon Martin in 2012 got killed for asylum. And now we have police brutality, and I will not let it go.
Thank you, Ms. Simmons. I'd like to now invite Harrison Simmons to come and make remarks. Harrison, I'll tell you the same as I advised your mother. You have 3 minutes, and we will listen to everything you have to say. We just won't respond at this time.
My name is Harrison Simmons. Last year I attended Hope Middle School. I made some really good friends there, and I want to go back to Hope. Hope is a good school. I believe that the teachers strive to prepare students for the future, but from my experience, there were more disciplinary offenses given to black kids than white. I'm a long way from perfect, and I had some problems in the beginning of the year dealing with the Fortnite game. I am a kid like other kids who gets into trouble, and my parents believe bad behavior deserves stiff consequences, just as good behavior results in favorable outcomes. At the beginning of the year, every small thing I did was given a strike. When a teacher gives you a strike, there is no discussion to the teacher from the student, nor from the parents. I was accused and sentenced, and I could not say a word. I was accused of plagiarism for copying answers from the teacher's reference of an online encyclopedia for social study questions. I did not follow the instructions given to me for my first assignment that I have ever done paperless. The project was going to be turned in online. It placed in my record that I had committed a dishonest act. I had my share of bounce outs and school suspensions. When I went to receive punishments, there were always more blacks than whites. I felt the system was not fair. Martin Luther King Jr. asked in one of his speeches, "When will wounded justice lying prostrate on the streets and communities all over the South be lifted from the dust of shame to reign supreme among the children of men? How long? Not long, because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite Mr. Don Cavallini to come speak. And Mr. Cavallini, since you are representing a group, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you. I don't think I'll use it. But I do want to say that anything I share with you tonight doesn't take not one iota away from the acknowledgments, the brilliance of the acknowledgments that preceded this meeting, or was in the beginning part of this meeting. They all deserve to be acknowledged, and I'm proud to be part of a county that has such wonderful things happening. I'm also proud to say that within the last 5 years, on several occasions, and some of you know this, as the co-chair of the Coalition Against Racism, I have advocated for additional funding for Pitt County schools, specifically for increasing teacher salaries, retention of teachers' assistants, and additional compensation for and benefits for non-faculty staff, be they bus drivers, dietary workers, or maintenance workers. I'm also proud that Carr participated extensively in setting guidelines for the qualities we needed in our new superintendent. And I remember one particular session that was held at CMS Middle School, where we, I think, set the tone for what we really needed. So, and I might as well add that I'm the proud parent of a graduate of South Central High School who is I guess she graduated with honors in 2018. So to go along with that, I want to say that I stand tonight in support of Ms. Simmons and her son Harrison. And I do that because the disciplinary policy seems way out of line, at least as characterized by the labels given to the types of behavior that he's accused of doing. Why do you call something insubordination when all it was the third time he didn't bring his notebook? Why not just say unprepared for class? I don't understand that. It almost sounds, together with aggressive behavior for something he didn't do, almost as if there's a militarization of the disciplinary procedures. We can do better than that. And I think there needs to be a review, not just of her case, because quite frankly, I'm going to tell you, and you know me, over the years, the Coalition Against Racism will not slow up or give up advocating for this family and the other families that are unfortunately suffering from this kind of labeling. I want to tell you that prior to coming to the Pitt County school system, my daughter went to school in Wilson County, and they had something called Positive Hearts or something like that. And maybe you've tried that. It has a lot of positive reinforcement involved in how you deal with behavior. We can do that in Pitt County. I believe that, and I'm hoping you will. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We will move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the items?
I move we approve, Madam Chair.
Seconded by Mary. All in favor?
Aye.
The consent agenda is approved. Now we are down to closing. All right, so now we are closing comments, and I will toss it up really first since I forgot to speak.
Just reiterate all the great things that we saw this evening. Virginia Gaynor, she's still here, did she leave?
She's right there.
She's an amazing, truly an incredible woman who does an amazing job, an incredibly hard job. I don't know how many of you have been Exceptional Children's Director. We have one in the audience, and now we have two out there, but that's an incredibly hard job. The demands, the legal aspects that go along with that, she does just a fantastic job there. That also our Trades Formers program is something that we spent several years trying to put together, and we talked about apprenticeships for years, at least since I've been here in Pitt County, and we're seeing those things come to fruition. It's really exciting to see all that. And then lastly, I'm sure you've been keeping up with the girls volleyball teams at our Aiden Grifton High School, as Coach Cornwall was talking about. They'll be playing in the Eastern Conference Finals tomorrow night in Wheatmore. Unfortunately, it's halfway across the state. And then D.H. Conley girls will be playing Chapel Hill in the Eastern Conference Finals. So we have two teams in the Eastern Conference Finals, so we wish them the best of luck.
All right, we'll start, if it's okay with you, Caroline.
Of course, yeah. I'd just like to say thank you to all of our partners. What an incredible show of partnership tonight. Just amazing. From philanthropy, business, higher education, student groups, civic groups, just incredible. I had the opportunity today to visit CMS and look at their brand new media center, Perkins Wells and West. Philanthropy has yet again invested a great deal of money in another one of our media centers that needed significant upgrades. I'll be out of town when they do their ribbon cutting, so I wanted to see it. It's just fantastic. trades formers with Mr. Rutledge at Pitt Electric, Mr. Moore at Piedmont Service Group, and Ms. Davis at Advanced Mechanical. My goodness, what a fantastic partnership. So Betsy, before you were on the board, I got cornered by Ms. Rutledge, and they said, do you think we could go teach a class over at South Central? And sure enough, that happened. And both Beth Ann and Simone have really been working hard to make these pre-apprenticeships come to fruition. And, you know, I think I can speak for most of us. As many of these as we can do, let's do it, bring it on. I hope our business community will continue to respond. Pitt Community College and ECU recognizing our incredible staff with the main summit, and with Virginia being recognized by ECU. We've got some incredible superstars here that have really made a career here at Pitt County Schools and want them to keep doing that. And last but not least, I want to say thank you to Don Marr for something that I read in the paper. He and his school nurse and their team took on the e-cigarette vaping epidemic that our students and frankly around this country are experiencing, and joined together with a student group, Students Against Destructive Decisions. And I'm hoping that he can continue to lead the way for the rest of our students here in Pitt County because it's a dangerous situation. My hat's off to him.
It's hard to follow all of that. I reiterate everything she says. You know, congratulations to all the people and all the wonderful things going on in Pitt County Schools. It's wonderful to see all of the different trades programs and all the stuff going through our schools. As a community college instructor, you know, we see that, and the more people we can get to understand that the university pathway is not the only pathway you have, is a great option and opportunity where they're coming out making way more than most of us in here ever make. So it's great to see that, and it's great to see that we keep pushing that forward. So congratulations to all those people. Congratulations to Virginia and you know, Ryan Baxter, all the people that got recognized tonight, all the people with the Trades Formers Partnership, and of course our main summit award coming from Jasmine Spain, coming from PCC, and all those. And of course, I don't want to leave out the psychologists week. So we recognize all our school psychologists, and plus we have one on our board as well. So it's nice to see that. So I hope you have a great week. And, you know, as we get close to the holidays now, because our next meeting is December, you know, I just hope that everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday and just enjoy the holiday spirit.
First of all, congratulations to everybody that was here tonight that received awards. There's so many, I won't go through and list them, but the Trades Formers is amazing. It's amazing. This is something, when I first came on the board, we were talking about these kinds of ideas, and I'm just so thankful that we finally have the ball rolling, and hopefully it'll just continue to get bigger. I kind of want to key in on the school psychologist, because I cannot say how important that job is for our students, because there's so many needs for students. Before they can learn, if there's needs that aren't met, they're not going to learn. And these are very key employees in our system, and I just want to thank them for what they do for our students. I had the opportunity to touch base, Betsy and I both did, with a student to help find resources for a family, and you know, in order to get things situated at home before these students could even learn. So hats off to them, and just thank you for what you do. And last, I would just say, as Amy did with Thanksgiving coming, I just challenge everybody to remember those that are less fortunate and look in the community. There's lots of things that are going on in Pitt County for those that are maybe don't have a family or don't have Thanksgiving, and if you can dig in your pocket and donate or volunteer, please do, because you will be rewarded greatly, far more than the people that receive.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight and to see the great things that we're doing in Pitt County Schools. I really have good reasons to feel good about the Transformers program. Not a lot of our students want to go to college. You know, they really want to live here in Greenville, buy them a home, start them a family. And the way to do that in this town is to learn skills, you know. And the better we prepare them from middle school through high school with programs like this, they can't help but be successful. Because, you know, Greenville's not a bad place to live, but you got to be able to afford to live here. And that's what we're doing and preparing these students for. And I really appreciate that program. And you too, Benji, for the work that you've done with CTE programs. I've learned a lot, you know, since I've been on this board, and how important that they really, really are. I also would like to thank Mr. Joyner. It is true. He's a fine man, not just for Pitt County Schools, but in our community. You know, he's one of the very best. And I mean, there's not a lot I can say other than great things about a person, and that makes you feel real, real good. And I also would like to thank my board members for their support over this past few weeks and everything. So thank everyone for coming.
Okay, awesome. G. Benji.
Madam Chairman, I think we're all excited tonight about how many awards that we had the opportunity to give out and present, all the certificates, all the medallions that we did. But there's one thing that I want to personally thank you for, Madam Chairman, and that is probably a year or so ago, we came up with the idea of presenting a medallion when we present a certificate for excellence in the East. And then we decided that there may come special opportunities to present those to individuals in the community that also, because of different circumstances, deserve one of those medallions. And so we had a lady, Worth Forbes, and I know very, very well. They worked for 31 years for Pitt County Schools. And she worked in the central office. She worked as an assistant principal for 3 different schools. She retired with 31 years of experience. And very shortly after that, Mary, she was diagnosed with ALS. She is fighting the battle of her life right now with that disease. She's doing it very courageously, and her family has come and they've rallied around her, and the Lord has folded his arms of love and protection around her. And I had the opportunity to present to her a medallion of excellence for Pitt County Schools for courage. And she is the type of individual that Pitt County Schools can be very, very proud of because of the courageous manner that she represented these schools over 31 or 2 years and the courageous battle she continues to fight. So thank you again, Madam Chairman, for allowing me to do that. Kathy Riggs, I need to say that. Kathy Riggs.
I'd just like to say congratulations to all the apprentices that were recognized tonight. It's exciting to see our partnerships with our community businesses, and I hope that we'll be sitting here next year with even more apprentices and more businesses involved. That's very exciting. I definitely want to say congratulations to Dr. Gaynor because I do realize all the things that you do. Preference talking to my EC director. I'm sorry I have to bug you about this, but so you really do catch all types of problems and issues and have to deal with them with grace. Of course, I would be really remiss if I didn't say something about School Psychology Awareness Week next week. I've had the privilege of serving for 22 years as a school psychologist. It is very rewarding job, and so I really am very appreciative of all that's going on here in Pitt County with your school psychologists. And I'd like to say congratulations to Mr. Joyner. I went to high school with him and all his siblings, and they are just a great family and great people. So it doesn't surprise me at all that he got this award. And of course, congratulations to all the schools that got the MTSS Green Ribbons Award. I want to know more about that, Dr. Lassiter, and how they achieved that. I'm very interested in that. So,
I just want to say thank you to Virginia. Virginia and I worked together a lot, and she was I'm going to tell you, She was my school psychologist a lot of times, and you know, sometimes principals would go a certain way, and she would always come into my building, and she said, "Worth Forbes, I just love you to death. let's go in your office for a few minutes and let's talk about a certain student." But anyway, she had a way of always making sure that the best interest of the child was at play. And she was understanding with the school system, the teachers, and you always felt good when she left a meeting. She just had a way of bringing everybody together. And you're still doing that, and I am just thankful for what you do for Pitt County Schools. And, you know, people like you and Willie, for example. I worked with Willie for years. He was the courier for Pitt County Schools. And Willie has done so much for himself and has been motivated by the love of kids and trying to help better kids. And it's so nice to see that he has got this award. He's a pastor and he does so much for his community. And both Willie and Virginia need to really be congratulated. And when I think of individuals who really stand out in Pitt County Schools, both of you really tonight were the shining stars of our meeting, and we appreciate it.
There's not much left to say when you're next to last, so I won't try to steal everything from you, Anna Barrett, but I will mention Ryan Baxter, the student from Aiden Grifton, who did step up to lead. I think anytime that our students have an opportunity to step up and serve in a leadership position, it's such valuable experience. And to all our students that are out there in the gallery, they're seeing firsthand what leadership looks like. And it's not just putting posters on the wall in your school and campaigning for a position or winning a popularity contest. It's hard work. And as a parent who has a student who just had to write college essays, I will tell you that I think the majority of my son's essays were about the lessons that he learned in college, in leadership, that he put on his college essays. So just such a good opportunity for all of you students out there, and especially for Ryan, that we recognize tonight, and all of our students in Pitt County who have opportunities to learn leadership. And there are a lot of valuable lessons that you learn through those, well, tough lessons that we all know sitting up here. Also, 17 psychologists. We have 17 psychologists for 23,000 students in 38 schools. That's a lot of work for a few people. And so thank you very much for the time and dedication that you give to our students. I would be remiss to say that your jobs are getting lighter. I suspect that's not the case. You know, we have more and more requirements. Our students are facing more and more challenges that they didn't have before. So I just wanted to reiterate my personal gratitude for all that you do.
Thank you. Well, I'd like to just welcome Mary Beth. You know, it's not the same when you're not here. We have a wonderful board made up of a lot of unique people with unique perspectives and experiences, and when one's missing, it really kind of throws us off balance. So we appreciate the fact that you're back, and we'll continue to pray for strength and all that you need to continue to heal. I'd like to, obviously everything has been said about all the great things that happened tonight, so I won't go on about that. I would like to say that, you know, we talk a lot about how we value offering different paths to our students, recognizing that no two students are the same, their learning styles aren't the same, their vision for their future is not the same. And so we are going to great lengths to try and find as many opportunities and pathways. And one of those came in the creation of our early colleges, the one at Pitt and one at ECU. And they are offering extraordinary opportunities to our students. And so I'd like to speak specifically about the Pitt County Schools Early College High School at Pitt Community College, which just won for the second year in a row the National Distinguished ESSA School of High Performance. It is the only high school in North Carolina to win this award and to have won it twice in a row. So not only are we providing that opportunity, but we're providing it we've got the right leaders in there and the right teachers in there, and they're doing it at an extraordinary level. So congrats to them. And I believe that is it for me. So, having said all I'm going to say, is there a motion to adjourn?
Adjourn.
Moved by Carol.
Second.
Looking to work for Benji. All in favor? Okay, meeting adjourned.